Hi friends, welcome to Durga Soft. My name is Ratan. We are discussing Python interview questions, guys. Question number 60. In application point of view, when we will use instance and static variables in application, like when we will use what instance and static variable, like we have to tell like these variables are instance type, these variables are static type, like that. Okay. Guys, coming to instance variables, every object separate memory created. Don't say instance variable means inside the class, static variable means inside the class, not like that. Is intention like when we will use application point of view. Instance variables, every object separate memory created. Every object separate memory will be created, right? For example, employee name, employee ID, employee salary. Employee ID, employee name, employee salary. Every object separate memory is required, right? Because every object separate memories will be required. Instance variables, every object separate memory created. Whereas static variables, instance variable, every object separate memory created. Assume like 10 objects are there, 10 different IDs are there, 10 different names are there, 10 different salaries are there. Instance variable. But for this 10 employees are belongs to same company and same location. Same company like TCS company, same location like Hyderabad location. In that case, company and location common for 10 objects, right? Common for 10 objects means the first option. The company and location is common for 10 objects. In that case, every object separate maintain the data. Maintain the data, every object recommended. Option 1. Otherwise, one copy of location and company name you can maintain, that can be shared by 10 objects. Which one is better, tell me? For every person we need to maintain the company name and location, because all employees belongs to same company and same location. Every person maintaining like maintain the company name and location is recommended or not recommended? Not recommended. Instead of maintaining like every person company name and location, can you please maintain the one copy of company and location that can be shared by all objects, right? That can be shared by all objects, right? That is called what a static variable. If the variable is a static, one memory created, that memory can be shared by all objects. Because you got the point or not? Instance variables, every object separate memory created. But if you want to maintain the common data for all objects, common memory for all objects, that memory can be used by all objects. If you want to maintain the common data for all objects, you can go for the static variable. Okay, so you can go with what? Static variable, right? Yeah, see, I am designing an application for the country India. Then country name is which variable, tell me? Then country name is like static variable. I am designing one application for the specific school. Then school name is a static variable. And I am designing an application for a specific company. Then company name is a static variable. So, instance, first point is what? Instance variable, every object separate memory created. Every object employee ID is different, employee name is different, employee salary is different. That's what instance variables, you can take those variables. Static variables means what? Where we need to maintain, when we have the requirement to maintain the single copy for all objects, to maintain the single copy for all objects. To maintain the single copy for all objects, then you can go for what? Static variables. Like company name, country name, school name, like this, right? Exactly. Second point, B, second one, B. Because we told that instance variables are specific to the object, right? If I done the modification on instance variable, if I done the modification on what? Instance variable, only specific object is reflected. Because instance variable is specific to the object, right? If it is specific to the object means what? If I done the modification, only specific object is reflected, right? But static variables modifications reflected on all objects. Static variables modifications reflected on what? All objects, right? Because static variable data can be shared by one object, all objects, right? That's what static variable. One, if you modify the data, multiple objects are affected. So instance variables modification reflect on specific object. Static variables modifications and reflect on what? Multiple objects. These 2 points are very important. You got the clarity, right? Instance variables, every object separate memory created, employee IDs are separate, employee names are separate, employee salaries are separate, you can maintain the instance variable. Static variable means for all objects how many copies? Single copy created, country and school name and company name. Instance variables are specific to the object means if I done the modifications on that instance variable, only that specific object is reflected. Only that specific object is reflected. Static variables modifications what? Static variables are specific to the object are common for all objects. Static variable data common for all objects. If I change the value, then all objects are affected, right? So instance variables modifications are reflect on one object. Static variables modifications are reflect on what? Multiple objects, right? Is that clear now? Yeah. That's all for the question, guys. Again, the more explanation. Can you write the notes? Try to all the questions, prepare all the questions very well. Once you have some knowledge, then definitely we can present a good in interview, right? Yeah. So thank you guys. We'll meet next video. We'll go for next question. Thank you.